Michelle, my wife, preparing for survival. Yes, I am Kevin, preparing for survival's husband. At least that's what some people call me. But regardless, my wife, Michelle, she kind of got a little upset with me. Uh, we went out to dinner. We had some friends visiting us from out of town, and they're leaving tomorrow. And we wanted to take them out to dinner before they left. And, a little bit of a touchy situation. Long story short, I think she thought that I was flirting with the waitress server. But anyway, I'll tell you guys more about that later. What I really want to talk to you guys about is the restaurant and the financial struggle and financial burden and the economic situation that so many people are in that is really it's a growing concern and you if you are in this particular situation that I'm about to explain to you, or if you know anybody, friends, family, anybody you care about in this situation, then you got to do something about it. Otherwise, you're going to get wiped out. And if you want to do all you can to prepare yourself, your family, tell your family to prepare, because the last thing you want to do is get wiped out. And it's getting harder and harder and tougher every day. But something as simple as you sit down for a nice meal with some friends, and it wasn't like a crazy expensive restaurant, nothing crazy, but we're all kind of exploring and experiencing this together for the first time. So I asked a simple question. Excuse me, ma'am. What do you recommend? What's good here? What is your favorite entree? And she kind of, I'm not going to say she broke down, but she looked at me and kind of her eyes watered a little bit. And honestly, if my eyes look a little watery, a little red, it's because we were on the water today. We were actually cruising up and down the Santa Rosa Sound over here west of the Emerald Coast, but we were on the Gulf Intracoastal, and we actually did get into the bay, and the water, like, it got so rough and so choppy that it started splashing up. So if my eyes are a little red, it's because of the salt water that was hitting me all day. But her, she kind of, like, her eyes watered up a little bit, and you can tell that it was like I said something, and apparently I didn't even realize what I was saying when I said it, or when I asked the question. And she kind of like broke down a little bit and was like, I honestly, I can't tell you because I can't afford to eat here. And I'm like, what? Like, you got to be kidding me, right? And so she went on further to explain, you know, uh, more about why she can't afford to eat there and why she hasn't even tried the food. I'm thinking, you work here, they probably give you food for free. But regardless, she wasn't really able to answer the question. She says a lot of people order this and a lot of people order that, but she's like, I really just don't know. So, she leaves. We asked for a little bit more time. She leaves, and then we ended up putting our order together, and we wait for the food to come out, and everybody enjoyed what they ordered, and everything was fine. But it got me like a little. I was a little upset about the situation. Not gonna lie. I'm like, you work here, and I find it very disturbing that you can work somewhere and not afford to be a customer or a shopper or a patron or a client of where you work. I just find that very disturbing. That'd be like if you worked at Walmart, but you didn't make enough money to shop at Walmart. If you worked at Tesla Tesla and you didn't make enough money to own a Tesla, or if you worked for an apartment complex or a real estate agent and you didn't make enough money to actually afford somewhere to live. If I find it, I was very concerned about the situation, and I'm very concerned about the future of our economy and how it affects a lot of the working class poor, the middle class, the struggling middle class, and the single moms and the single mothers, the single parents, and their kids and their families, and the folks out there that barely make enough money to get by. I was really concerned. So Michelle had went to the bathroom. The rest of the group was sitting at the table, and I just kind of jumped up because I saw the waitress was not busy, and so I just kind of ran over to her. and I asked her a question. And this is where I made a big mistake. But I'm going to tell you guys about that later. So I was like, hey, what do what? Tell me a little bit about working here at this restaurant. Now, I don't want to call out the restaurant or give them any negative reviews or anything like that because I don't think it's quite that bad. But I'm just not going to say the name of the restaurant, at least not on this video. If you want to know, you know how to reach me. But she said, "Yeah, I don't make enough money to eat here." Now, granted, sure, she makes enough money, but she says that basically she has to watch every dollar, every penny in her budget to survive. She is a single mother. She's a single mom, and we didn't deep dive into why she's a single mom, but at the end of the day, she said she was a single mom and she's struggling and she's trying to get by, she's trying to survive, she's trying to provide for her children. And she's like, I can't spend my money here. I gotta cut coupons. I gotta pinch pennies. I gotta do all I can to survive. And she says, I know it's going to get worse. And she's like, I don't know what to do. Like, I don't know how to do any better. I don't know how to make more money. I don't know what I'm going to do. And then, she's kind of, her eyes started watering up again. And I was like, you know what, I don't want to cause you any stress or any additional stress by discussing this, but I said, you know what, I do want to try to help you as best as possible, because you did a great job, with our group and our party. And I think you have some great opportunities. I think you have some great potential. And I don't want to see people struggle. So I said, I do have a private group that we discuss income and finance and investing and beating inflation and the economy in general, and investment opportunities, side hustle opportunities, starting your own business, generating passive income. I was like, you should really check it out, because I think that it's a great opportunity. We're local, you're here, we can have these conversations, and I think you could do these things on the side on top of what you're already doing without a lot of extra effort, which I'm sure you don't have a lot of time for. And she says, wow, I would love that. I've never had anybody even offer to help me do anything. She's like, what do I have to do? So I was like, look, let's just exchange information. I said, give me your phone number and I'll shoot you a text and I'll tell you more about it. So this is where I messed up, because she went to go get a piece of paper and a pen to write her phone number down. I go sit down. Michelle, my wife, preparing for survival, comes back. We're sitting at the table about ready to leave. And then the waitress comes by with the paper and her phone number. And she says, here, Kevin, call me.